Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wizard101 for old folks. So this time we're going to talk a little bit more about the hunt itself in the Beastmoon Hunt. This is the Celestia map that I'm in right now. That's why my little beast, my bull, or the Minotaur, is floating and swimming. When you first come into the Beastmoon, you'll come into this hallway, and this is where you'll select the particular type of beast that you want to select. Now, if you'll look at some of these beasts, you'll see that there are little circles floating, sparkles floating around them. That means that that beast is available for you to choose. If you don't see any sparkles, see the Cyclops right there? There's no sparkles floating around him, and there's no sparkles floating around the Minotaur. That's because someone has already claimed those beasts and they are not available. There can only be one beast that can be claimed per hunt. So you can't have two Minotaurs or two piggies in one hunt. You want to pick one that has the floating lights around it because those are the ones that are available. Now when you come up to each one of these beasts and you click on the X, it will bring up the beast form select sheet, which will tell you, number one, what level that you have that particular beast leveled up to, what tier you have that beast leveled up to, and it will show you the spells that you will have available if you select that beast. It also tells you that his specialty is guarding the party, because he has so many shields available to help guard other people. His health, which is 500 for this particular one, and his bonus pip limit, that's how many little dots you'll see under his name and how many pips that you can gather before each fight, and his speed. Now this particular one I have leveled up to level 4, so he actually has 2 pages worth of spells that I could use. This spell is an AoE, or a spell that hits all, and it's on the 2nd page, but it is available for me to use. Now if you were to look at one, let's see, which one do I not have leveled up? I don't think I have. Let's see, I may or may not have the elf on this one leveled up. I have him to level 3. Oh, I have him level 3 on both of those. That doesn't help us. Okay, the Draconian is level 1. So you see not all of the spells are listed here that he could get because I only have a level 1 on him. So that just tells you a little bit about what you can do with each of these. Now if you've studied the forms outside like my last video talked about, then you already know what spells are available for each of these beast forms. And after you choose a form, you'll come up here to Action, and when you click on Action, it'll bring up this battle card shop, which will offer you different treasure cards that are available to buy. Now I didn't touch a whole lot on the treasure cards that you can buy from Action, other than to tell you don't buy all of them. The battle cards I have available are 8. I can actually buy 8 different battle cards from Action if I wanted to. And this shows me how many battle coins I've got. Now remember, you get battle coins from the plants that you've harvested, the Beastmoon plants. And you can also get them from the gold treasure chest that you find throughout the battlegrounds. But you don't want to buy all 8 for 2 reasons. Number one, you're probably not going to use them. The fights don't usually last that long. And number 2, if you only buy, say, I usually buy about 4 of these, then when I find a gold treasure chest during the hunt, I click on the treasure chest, it gives me more coins But as long as these are not filled up, it'll also give me special treasure cards like this Beastmoon Blessing that you see over here. That's obviously not available in the treasure cards that I could buy from, but I did get it from a treasure chest, and that's one of the rare cards that could actually bring someone else back to life that's already been killed. So it's a very special card to get, and you can only get those from the treasure chest. Now, after you've picked out some of your cards, you'll be waiting for your counter to count down, and then as soon as it says 3, 2, 1, hunt, you'll go through the teleporter and it'll spit you out. Now, if you look to the map up in the far right corner, it will show you where all of your teammates are going. The best bet is for your team to split off into 2 directions. 3 of you go one way and 3 of you go the other. And the reason that that's so good to do is because you'll find pips floating, number 1, through both different areas, and if y'all split off, then you have more of a chance for everybody to get a share of the pips. Also, you can turn some of the circles quicker. Now, the first circles that you see up there, the star, the moon, the eye, and the sun, they're all white when you first come onto the Beastmoon field. And if you jump on the white circles, it only takes 10 seconds to change those to the color of you and your team. And it gives you an advantage if you can turn most of those circles white early on. You'll notice that your count up at the top here goes up a little quicker if you manage to do that. You certainly don't want to be caught without any of the white circles being turned your color. And if you see up there it says Beastmoon Chest, that's one of the treasure chests that I was talking about. It might not actually be there though, because this particular hunt is already over. I'll swim up here and we'll take a look. Yeah, there it is. That's one of the treasure chests that we were talking about, both in my last video and what I talked a little bit about before. And you'll notice during the hunt, if you come up to it and you hit the X, you'll actually open it up, and this time it only gave me 8 battle coins, and that's because the hunt is of course over. But at least I did get some battle coins, so that's nice. I'll have some extra for next time. After you've started out turning these circles the colors of your team, that's a good time to go ahead and kind of pair off. It's easier to make points if you're in pairs, because if you do get caught in a battle, then you have somebody already there with you, and a lot of these beast forms work well together. The Myth Minotaur, which is what I'm on right now, one of his specialties is that he can bring forward a minion, and between him and the minion he can put shields on everybody. He also has some good hitting spells, but having the ability to put those shields on everybody makes him work really well with like the rat or the elf, even the fairy, because they are lower life characters, and he can help shield them but can also help with hitting at the same time. So you'll learn as you get to playing the Beastmoon Hunt which forms help each other out the most. And if you look at their cards, you can kind of figure out even in advance. I know that the Beastmoon Hunt only comes on for a week each month, so you have plenty of time between those 2 hunts to really look at each of the beasts and figure out which beasts have what cards and how good they would be working with each other, that sort of thing. And that'll kind of give you an idea of which beast you should probably pal around with during the hunt, depending on what beast you are. Now, I like to level up several different ones to at least level 2. I hit almost all of the forms that are available to level 2, and then I pick about 3 of them that I'll go ahead and level on up to level 3, and then my 2 favorites I'll level on up to level 4 if I can get them there. And I try to always pick those to play because I do like those the best. They just seem to fit better for me. And I still have the others to back up in case someone else grabbed the form that I would like them, that I would have normally liked to have had myself. So anyway, getting back into the hunt, you'll spend your time running around and jumping on the circles like this, and you'll notice a timer coming up, and you'll change your circle to the color of your team. You'll see this one is blue, just like my team, and if you look here right next to me, you'll see the little square, and it has a blue square because I'm a blue team. Also, if you look at your teammates' names over their head, you'll notice they're all going to be the color of your team. So if you forget what color you're supposed to be, that's another good way to do it. After you turn it to your color, then you can run up and go to the next one. Now, this particular Celestian map, if you're looking up at the top, you'll see that my little golden arrow is moving around from circle to circle. A lot of times that's the best way for you to get around. And if you heard when I crossed into the circle, it made that zooming noise. That's because 2 of the circles in this particular map are boosters, and that means they'll boost your speed. Some of the maps have boosters in the circles, and some of the maps have speed boosters in like different teleporters and different doorways. Mostly the doorways. Very rarely are they on the teleporters. But, oh, you hear it ticking? That's because that's the noise it makes when it's counting down for you to change the color. And then it changes to your color. That's cute. Anyway, so you can boost your speed as you go through. You'll swim around or run around depending on which map you're in, and you'll try to find the floating pip wisp. Now sometimes you'll find the pip wisp in this particular map. You can also sometimes find them on the top of the urns. Lately there's been a glitch, for a while now there's been a glitch where some of the pips, even though they're floating around, aren't actually there. We call them either ghost pips or fake pips, and you'll try to pick them up but they won't let you. Don't let that discourage you. Just keep going, try to find another pip. These urns are also where you would go to find life if you're post-battle and your life is short. Then you'll need to find one of the urns or go back to your base camp in order to get more life. And if you look up here, here's another urn. And if you look up into the sky, you see it says blue base, and that's telling you where to go to get more life. Now, after you've floated around for a while and done some battles, you'll notice with most of the seasoned hunters that if your score is getting too heavy to the red or too heavy to the blue, then they'll call it and they'll say, okay, quit capping. That means quit turning the circles those colors, and they'll finish out whatever battle they're in, and then they'll say, okay, let's get spiral. It is better not to go into the spiral circle by yourself, because if you go into that spiral by yourself, chances are they're going to grab you. Now the spiral for this one is in the center. Usually all of the maps you'll find the spiral in the center somewhere. This one has little teleporters that take you into the spiral. And here is one giant circle, and it's based on a 4 versus 4 fight. And unfortunately, if you're by yourself, a lot of times you'll find one of your other opposing team members waiting in a little corner somewhere to spot somebody trying to sneak in and change this particular circle to their color. And the problem with that is they'll grab you there, and you could end up with 4 of your opposing team fighting you by yourself, and chances are, if that happens, you're going to lose. Best to just stay out of spiral until everybody gets ready to go in, and then when you're all ready to go in together, they'll help you pick out the best team members to work together to do a 4 versus 4 spiral fight. Now, while they're doing the spiral, your job, if you're not picked to go into the spiral, don't get your feelings hurt. Your job is going to be to float around or run around on the outside. Make sure that you have collected pips so that your pip circle is full and your life is full. And this is a great time to grab the treasure chest. And then if you have your other teammate that's swimming around out here or running around out here, the 2 of y'all can get together and go to a 2 versus 2 circle. You have 2 circles that are 2 versus 2 and 2 circles that are 3 versus 2. The sun and the moon are generally 2 versus 2. So you and your partner, if y'all are a good match and you feel strong enough to do it, and you can catch the opposing team members on the sun or the moon, y'all could do a battle on the outside here. But don't cap the circles at this point, because all you're going to be doing is giving those opposing team members a chance to take that back. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to wait, and if you can catch them, that's fine. One way of catching them is to change the sun or the moon to your color and stand in the center with your teammate, or go off to the side and guard it with your teammate, and when the other team tries to swoop in and change that color, you jump in and end up in a battle, and y'all can battle that way. As I always say though, please, above all else, remember, we are not playing the Beastmoon Hunt for any type of scoring system. We are not going to have very hurt feelings or things like that if we lose, although some players do get a little disgruntled. Just remember that we all make mistakes, we all have to learn, and we're only in it to play and have a good time. This is just a game at the end of the day. We all, winners and losers, will all get points, we'll all get rewards. It's a wonderful way to build up points on your scroll of fortune, and it's a wonderful way to meet people and have a good time. So at the end, just remember to have a good time with it. If you make a mistake, just say, "Oh, geez, my bad. I'm sorry. I made a mistake." Usually everybody else has made that mistake too, and they'll be very gracious and they'll laugh with you and go, "Oops, we've done it too." Now lately I will say there has been another glitch where it's very hard to click on the players sometimes to cast your spell. If that happens, try clicking your arrow up to the very top where their name will be lit up in the brown square. Try taking your little mouse pointer around that brown square, and even if it doesn't show green to click on, you can try clicking on it, and sometimes it'll take it anyway. Okay, so that's it. That's the basics to get you through your first Beastmoon Hunt. If you haven't played it yet, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of players willing to help you learn how to do it. Don't forget to fill up your life between fights. We've all done that. And try to catch those pips when you can and get the chests when you can. I hope y'all have a wonderful time playing the Beastmoon Hunt. And if you've got any questions about it, be sure you drop it down below. And don't forget, here's some other videos that y'all could click on to learn other things. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.